Welcome back to Elements of Art and our unit on shape. I'm Natasha and I have another art question for you. Why did the artist go back to using circles in his art? Because he realized that drawing everything with just squares was way too edgy. Edgy. Not the best joke, but making up jokes is hard. Have you ever tried? Anyway, today we're going to be talking about how shapes, both geometric and organic, can be used as building blocks when learning how to draw different objects. By breaking down your subjects into simple shapes, you can more easily understand their construction and proportions. This can help you create accurate and realistic drawings. We'll be discovering how basic shapes, both geometric and organic, can be put together in different configurations to form the foundation of almost everything in our surroundings. In today's lesson, we will discuss the process of how to draw with shapes as building blocks, and then practice drawing some objects from life with their basic shapes. Shapes can be used as building blocks when learning how to draw complex objects by breaking them down into simpler forms. Overall, using shapes as building blocks when learning how to draw can help you develop a solid foundation for your drawing skills and provide a versatile and flexible toolkit for creating a wide variety of drawings. When learning to draw, it really can be helpful to start with basic shapes, such as circles, squares, or triangles. These shapes are the foundation of all forms and can be used to create more complex creations. Here are some ways to use basic shapes when learning how to draw. Break down the subject. Before you begin to draw, break down the subject into its basic shapes. For example, when drawing a person, you may start with a circle for the head, ovals for the eyes, nose and mouth, and polygons for the chest and pelvis, and rectangles for the limbs. Sketch the basic shapes. Once you have identified the basic shapes that make up the subject, sketch them lightly onto the paper. This will help you to get a sense of the overall structure and proportion of the subject. Add details. Once you have the basic shapes in place, you can begin to refine and add details to your drawing. This can include adding features such as hair, clothing, and expression to the face. Practice with different subjects. Practice using basic shapes to break down different subjects such as buildings, animals, and objects. This will help you to develop your ability to see the basic shapes in any subject and to use them as building blocks when drawing. By starting with basic shapes, you can simplify the drawing process and develop the foundational skills that are necessary for creating those complex forms. Additionally, it will help you understand the underlying structure of really any subject, which is essential for creating accurate and detailed drawings. Let's practice drawing the basic shapes seen in the construction of some complex, everyday objects. First, we'll start with an excavator. Notice the thin rectangular shapes that make up the arm of the machine. How else can you break up the equipment into shapes? Pause the video and draw the excavator as a combination of basic shapes. Here's an example of a possible combination of visible basic shapes. Next, let's try out finding the basic shapes of a kitchen mixer. Notice the semicircle shape of the bowl. Pause the video and find the other basic shapes included in the construction of the mixer. Here's an example of a possible combination of visual basic shapes. Our third example is a jet plane. What shapes do you see here? One thing to really look at are the wheels. You and I both know that a wheel is a circle, but notice how the perspective of the wheels make them appear more like ovals? Pause the video and draw out the jet in basic shapes. Here's an example of a possible combination of visual basic shapes. For the last example, we'll look at some ducklings. While each duckling has the same overall appearance, the position they are in or direction they are standing changes how they are constructed when drawing. Be very observant and compare the basic shapes seen in each duckling structure. Pause the video and create the basic shape structure for each duckling. Here's an example of a possible combination of visible basic shapes. The ability to see and identify different shapes is a necessary skill for proper observation for artists. It's rewarding once you get the hang of it, because our world is full of shapes. Understanding shape will better enable you to see the connection between objects and understand their structure when drawing. It will also help you to better appreciate artistic works. So, keep an eye out for how shape constructs our world. As you remember, art is all around you.
Hey, hey.